Hey guys, so today I have kind of an interesting project for you. So a couple weeks ago, I believe it was, I planted this banana plant right there. You can kind of see it there. It has started to grow just a little bit. It's put on maybe like 1 or 2 leaves, but it's still getting used to the, being in the ground. So it's probably gonna take another couple weeks for it to really start to grow. And I have an interesting project today where I am going to be planting another banana plant. So the one that I planted over there is the Musa Baju banana plant. So you can kind of see right over here, I have another Musa Baju. Now you can see it's pretty much overgrowing that pot now, so it definitely needs to go into the ground. And then I also have right over here, this is called a Summerific Cherry Choco Latte Perennial Hibiscus. It's from Proven Winners. I just got this today, and you can see that it's starting to get some buds on it now. It's like full of buds, so it's about to start exploding in blooms. But in this area that I'm gonna be planting up, you can kind of see right now, it's pretty much just grass in this area, like not too much there. I mean, there's nothing in this yard right now anyways, but my mom really likes tropical plants, tropical looking stuff, and even though I live in Rhode Island, I'm trying to do like as best as I can with stuff that looks tropical. So I figured the hibiscus was a really good option, and I think that grows in a zone 4 through 9. I'm in a zone 6B, so it'll definitely survive here just well. And then the banana plants can survive around to it at zone 4, but you do have to mulch them in the winter, so that'll be an interesting project. But besides that, I'm gonna be doing that. I'm gonna rip up all the grass that's in this area, and then I'm gonna be planting it with some mulch. So, and it's just regular black mulch. I just got the bags of it because I'm not gonna be doing a huge area, but it's just kind of starting this planter bed, getting something into the ground, so there's something. And just to touch up on this hibiscus a little bit more, you can see it says full sun to part sun, and this area that I'm planting it in around here gets full sun all day. It grows 48 inches tall, and then if I turn it around on the back, you can see hardy zones 4 to 9. It'll get 48 inches tall and then around 48 to 60 inches wide. And that's about it. These are kind of my thoughts on how I was gonna lay this out. So obviously that banana plant is already in the ground, so that's not gonna be going anywhere. And then I've got this one right here, obviously quite a bit bigger. I figured I could put the hibiscus right in the middle, but just to give them kind of some space, because I know this will get pretty big. And even though this is pretty big and this one isn't, next year these are both going to be like a good maybe 8 to 10 feet tall, and you can see that this has a couple suckers on it at the bottom, so they'll both start to get those next year too. All right, so I think I got pretty much all my plans in place, so we're gonna get started. So I got the first part done, just clearing out all that grass. It definitely took some time because the grass really had some strong roots in it, but it's all taken care of now. I was kind of going for like almost a jelly bean kind of shape, just for now. I mean, maybe eventually I'll get rid of all the grass around the fence and everything, but this is just like the very beginning of a planter bed, and it's a small planter bed to start off with. But you can see I started over here, and I just kind of made my way over this way. So the hibiscus will be right in the middle. It's kind of going to be like the focal point, I guess, and then we'll have the 2 banana plants almost to kind of like flank it at the ends, and it'll look good for now. And especially with the mulch too, it'll look a lot better covering all this dirt up. So the next thing I'm gonna do is just kind of turn over all of the soil so that way the grass doesn't grow back, even though I got rid of pretty much all of it. And so that way the ground is at least worked up a little bit, so that way when I wanna plant stuff in the future, since there'll be mulch there, it won't be as big of a deal to dig those holes. At least the ground will be a little bit softer. So I'm gonna go ahead, take care of all that first, and then I'll get to planting everything. One more thing I'd like to add, New England soil is pretty rocky. There's always tons of rocks when I'm digging. So as I turn it over, I'm gonna try to pull out all like the bigger rocks that'll be in the way, especially for the future too. But some people have to deal with it, some people don't. So it's just something that I gotta work with around here. So I'm gonna go ahead and plant this banana plant first. It's gonna go right around there. And one thing I will point out is that you can see that there's 3 suckers. I left 3 suckers on here. This first one is pretty large, and then there's these other smaller 2. And just because I haven't actually dealt with this banana like being in the ground yet, and obviously like this one too will be an experiment, I'm gonna keep one of those suckers in a pot, and I'm gonna bring it inside for the winter in case these happen to die out on me, so that way I don't have to worry about ordering another one. And just so I have like an extra house plant in the house. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that off real quick, and then I'll get that in the ground. You can really see the roots on this thing and just how much it needed to get into the ground. I mean, you could see it completely circled down at the bottom. Definitely was ready to come out of its pot. All right, just a little mistake. When I was cutting this off, I barely got any roots on it. I mean, there are a couple there, so, I mean, I'll see what happens with this, but if I lose it, it's not a big deal. So, we'll see. I got one plant down. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and do the second one. All right, I have to say this bed is really starting to come together. And you can see like already what it's gonna look like with the mulch, but the mulch is gonna make all of this look so much better. So I got the 2 banana plants on the end, and then I got the hibiscus right in the front. And I kind of just centered it in the bed, but it still is sticking out from the banana plants if you look at it kind of from the side. So, but it's really turning out well. Although you can see all these rocks that I did pull out of the ground and the poor banana plant. So the last thing I gotta do is just mulch, and this is gonna look so much better. All right, well, I have to say this turned out really, really well, like so much better than I was expecting. So you can see just how much of a difference that mulch really makes. And it is kind of like a jelly bean cutout shape, but I think it looks pretty good right now. And the only thing I'll say is you can kind of see that the banana plant on the left looks like it's a lot closer to the hibiscus than the banana plant on the right, and I think it's really just because that one's a lot smaller. As that grows more, like next year or next couple of years, it'll fill in that space a little bit better. And I might also plant like maybe a couple other small perennials kind of like in the front or to the sides of all of this, so that'll help fill in that space a little bit better as well. But overall, it looks so much better from the rest of the yard with pretty much nothing in it except for that tree I planted last week. This definitely looks really good, and I'm excited to see what the flowers on here look like. Just to show you again about what the flowers are going to look like, this is what it shows on the tag. So you can see it's got a white center to it, and then they start off as like white leaves that go to like a deeper pink. And just in case you want to get one of these for yourself, it's part of the Summerific series from Proven Winners, and it's called Cherry Choco Latte. So it's a really, really cool plant. And like I said before, you can see all the buds that are on it, like they're just about to bloom. It is like middle of July right now, so they tend to bloom like kind of like mid to late summer, but you can see just how prolific all these blooms are going to be. So super, super excited for that. And then just one more side note about all this. I actually ended up only using 3 of those mulch bags. I thought for some reason I was going to have to use 5, but 3 was absolutely plenty. The mulch is a couple inches thick as well, so it's got plenty of coverage. I'm going to go ahead and water these in really, really well. It's actually a really nice day out today. You can see it's pretty overcast outside. There we go. You can see it right there. It's pretty overcast outside. Not a very hot day today. I think it's only like 76 degrees or something like that today. And for the middle of July here, that is really, really good. Still high humidity, of course, but really can't complain. Well, besides that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be providing some updates on how this is doing, especially with that banana plant, like I said in the original video that I made. I'm going to see what's going to happen with that throughout the rest of the summer. But I'm super, super excited to see what these blooms look like on this hibiscus, especially because I've only had annual hibiscus plants before, like as houseplants. I've never had them as perennials. So it'll be very interesting to see what it's going to look like actually in the landscape. Well, besides that, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.